So the subject is who is the next president? It's middle of night, so I think is over. It's everything I see is Trump. It's like Trump this and Trump that. I don't think so. I'm not gonna take sides in politics, but I'll just say this. Harris will be the next president. Why I think Harris will be next president is simple. Yeah. California has 54, was it 53, 54, quote me if I'm wrong, electoral votes. And you need 270 or have the most votes to win. And California is Democrat. So is New York. Takes up, I don't know what the count is. I also think, yo, is I was hoping to get this on Facebook, but I don't think I could with this YouTube blog, this equipment. So let me see if I could share this on Facebook. One moment, please. I think I got this. Sorry if I was talking. I was trying to do voice recognition. So maybe someone will see me on Facebook. Yeah. Let me see if I can open up this big Facebook account. Hold on. I don't know how to do this. Yeah. I think I need a tablet or so. Oh my God. So Kamala Harris more likely will be a president. So New York State is liberal. New England states mostly isn't liberal. However, I think New Hampshire could be a swing state, but it's only like a few electoral points, like Vermont's only 2 points. But all these little New England states, what is it? Six New England states. What is it? Connecticut, uh, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. That's three. Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Those are true New England states, highly educated, lots and lots of private schools. A lot of these private school, what is it? Private colleges, private schools, all, most of the people go to for high school as secondary education. What is it? Secondary schools or means high school. They have headmasters instead of principals. Those are how these people grow up. New England, those are how people grow up. Yo. So I don't know who's watching. Let me see if I can up another Facebook account. Hold on. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me share this. So, oh my, so, oh my God. Oh God. Both you, was it? Facebook accounts working. So, president would be Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris would be the next president, like I said earlier on my YouTube. California, like I said earlier on my YouTube. California takes up one almost one fifth of the vote count. Maybe actually one fifth of the vote count. 53, 1/7, 1/8. That should be about right. What up, California for United States? That should be about right. What up, California for United States? Population of California takes up 1/8 of the United States, and it's for sure liberal. LA is liberal, so is San Francisco. I don't know about I don't know about San Diego. It's more of a swing city, but for sure it is oh, Democrats. Democrats. so many vote counts. Oh yeah, Washington State, Pacific Northwest. I think it's like 12 electoral votes. Liberals. What is it? Not liberals, actually Democrats. Democrats and liberals, I learned, is different. Many forms of liberals too. It's how you it's how you use the vocabulary. So for like Texas and Florida for sure is Republican. Texas could swing, but I don't think so. New Mexico is only a few electoral votes. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't really know. It's YouTube. I don't know. I think it's working. California, I'm very sure factual prediction is Kamala Harris will win. Be the first woman president ever. And who knows what's next? Elon Musk. I like Elon Musk. I like he's interesting. He's very very interesting, but I just don't like this rocket. I don't know if you could use rockets. I if Elon Musk is watching, have you ever heard of Starbreaker? I spacecraft. I don't want to get off the subject of politics, but I'll make it short. It's like a single stage plane that has three types of engines. What is it? Jet engines and ram engine to get a higher altitude, and finally rocket engines to get in space without the boosters. That's what we need. Because I think those rockets are so dangerous. They seem to blow up all the time. Elon Musk, SpaceX. I like his cars he does. I think in 10 years we're going to have electric cars that go 1,000 miles. It's environmentally friendly, but gotta develop batteries that don't heat up because they also can affect the climate, ozone. But let's go back to politics. Yo. So, let's see. Elon Musk is Republican. Oh my, I don't even care. But it's like I had bad experience trying to be a Republican. People are just like very biased. Like, if you want to see the most Republican place in the country, I'll say this Columbus, Ohio. They seem liberal, but the people act like Columbus, Ohio. It's like very far right, left people trying to be left, but they're far right. Columbus, Ohio. They're like really got me away from Republicans, farther away. I never even tried to be. High school, I wasn't sure, but like, I'm not from Columbus, of course. Like, Republicans are like stupid, crazy people. And Columbus, Ohio is incredibly Republican because back in 2000, I know for a fact they had this mall called Easton Mall. Was it Easton Mall? I don't know where it's at. I think it's like dress codes. It's like very patriotic. It's like dress codes. If you're a hippie or a hipster, you'll be escorted by security, like airport security. It's like one of the first cities of testing grounds for infrastructure. Republican, Republican, and Republican. It's that kind of Republicans. They're so what do you call it? Cringed. Republicans are nothing but cringed people. I hate Republicans. I live in Michigan. I'd say go blue to Columbus, Ohio. I think it's Republican. Oh, you want to hear how bad Columbus is? How Republican? When Obama did a speech to the students, it was like meant for all the high schools. Columbus blocked it from African Americans watching. They're kind of like indirect racism in Columbus. I hate that city. I hate that city to the core. It got me to hate the Buckeyes. I like Akron and Cleveland. That's probably for Ohio. It's very creative. But Ohio could be a swing state. So Ohio is a swing state. And if you go to like Pennsylvania, Cleveland is like Pennsylvania is a very nice city. It's more likely it could be. It's probably like two-thirds liberal and one-third Republican. There's a lot of arts there. But to go back to Ohio, it can turn Republican or it could turn it can turn into what was I say? It could be it's a swing state. Ohio's a swing state. And Pennsylvania, I believe, I'm not sure. Pennsylvania, I think Philly is very conservative or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I insist. Yo. And not just Philly, but Pittsburgh, New York City, New York. I forgot to mention New York, New England. I mentioned earlier, California is a is a blue Democrat state. So is I guess Iowa is turning Democrat too with electoral votes. North Carolina is like the new so-called old school Vermont. So if you go Asheville, it's kind of like it's this is what happens with artsy cities. It's liberal too, but artsy cities, it'll start out artsy and very cheap, creative, and all of a sudden it has like a big boom, becomes expensive. Just like what happened to Austin, Texas, and back in the old days, San Francisco. So, before I mentioned Columbus as Republican, I just want to say Columbus, Ohio is enough to make Donald Trump look liberal. It's enough to make Ron DeSantis liberal. It's enough to make, for Michigan people, Angler look liberal. It's also enough to make, what's, oh my God, I can't think of all the names. There's this obnoxious woman, Ann Ann Quarter. I think her name's Quarter. It's enough to make Ann Quarter look liberal. And for Michigan, what's Republican now? I can tell you this. Once in the 1990s, 2000, used to be really cool city, Fountain Square, a lot of creative people. Now that's East Lansing, MSU, turned Republican. And I spent time in Grand Rapids since nowadays Grand Rapids is more liberal than Lansing and East Lansing. Oh, hi, Len. So, what was I gonna say? No, I live in an apartment. Sold my house. Sorry. Reason why I won't vote is I'm gonna make another subject. My house was falling apart, and I got like issues with it. And the thing about Lansing, I'm not really a fan of Lansing anymore. What is this? So, I have a YouTube channel called Linkmaster YO. I might have multiple channels later on, and hopefully I can make a living YouTube if I can. But I have a 9 to 5 job right now. So, what else to say? So overall, what's gonna happen is I think the votes will be similar to the last election during Biden. And what does it say? Ugh, I didn't vote this time because I know for a fact Harris will win. I don't really follow up, but I'd rather see Justin Trudeau as president. Justin Trudeau as president. I like Justin Trudeau. Why don't he govern both Canada and the US? It's a difference between Democrats and liberals, from what I learned. Democrats supposed to, I'd like to see Democrats where they can provide housing for everybody. Everybody has a house. No one like Europe. Good medical coverage. The thing about Republicans is it's divided. Very, very divided with the rich and poor. I spent time in New York City, and New England has a different mindset than the rest of the country. Very, very, they could be really, they're nice people. They have this New England shield. They don't talk to each other, but once you get them going, I've done that. They, what does it say? They have a different outlook. It's like, I was talking about Connecticut earlier, how it's all, most of the population goes to boarding schools. I kind of, it's no middle. It's super educated, but if a New Englander takes over a company, they're very, very strict. They're ruthless. Kind of like Caligula's Roman emperor. I kind of think like that. It's like, okay, what is it, Julius Caesar or something? Arius? I don't know. That's how they think, but the schoolers think of Fig Newton commercial. They have this English accent in New England, and it's like so divided. It's like England. England, you can tell, I know for a fact, correct me if I'm wrong. English people, you can tell what how their wealth is the way they speak. Most English rock stars are like middle, most of them are like middle class. They have this quirky accent. I guess you call it quirky accents rather than posh. What is it? Oh my gosh. I can't even say the words. So they're all liberals. New England people are all liberals, highly educated. They're either that or workers or work at places like a food joint, donut shop. There's these people. There's house service or people who work on their houses, interior design. That's all you see in New England. It's a different world. And a lot of them are liberals. I mean, there's probably the rich, or it's probably a small percent. They're Republicans too. Donald Trump. Let's talk about him. He he's not from a private school. He did not go to boarding school. He went to military school. He does not fit in with politics who are associated with the people who went to English boarding schools, New England boarding schools. And to get in these boarding schools in New England, where the politics went in this country, who ends up going to Yale and Harvard, most of them, of course, not all, but most. As I say, Donald Trump is not part of the in crowd of those people. I don't think he'll stay in office if he ever wins. They could, if Trump wins, he'll be impeached in the first 6 months. He'll be impeached. He'll be impeached. He'll be in. I'm not. I'm not us. using a crystal ball. I'm using education. He's he's he went to if you even New Yorkers, like rich New Yorkers or new money, they cannot fit in with the New England in crowd. That's how it is. It's made up mostly English ancestry, some Germs, not just German, but mostly French, some French, but it's overall British ancestry, proper British ancestry. They are ruthless. They can be ruthless. They're actually very biased sometimes. I know for a fact. They're very, very biased people. To get in these boarding schools, you have to know somebody in there. You have to pay like $5,000 to get in this high school. Like not 5,000, but 5,000 for like an attorney or academic. What do you call it? Academic counselor to represent you to get into the school. It's very pretentious, and Trump does not fit with them. I kid you not. Kind of like seeing they're just trying to allow him to see what happens next. If he screws up, they'll get him kicked out so fast. That's the way this is, this country. Trump, please, please, boarding school people of New England, correct me if I'm wrong. Only get into these schools in New England, especially small colleges that cost like 60,000 a year, like Goddard College in Vermont, North Atlantic College, private schools and art schools. They're so like art institutes are so hard. It's like Hell's Kitchen. They'll look first year or two. My cousin is a professor. He went to school there. First year, they'll look for ways to get the student out. They'll see if they're cut up, cut. What is that? Oh God, cut out for this academic level because it's very intense. Like boot camp, don't sleep. And they work you hard like a medical school. You're dealing with high profile people. I live near Michigan State. I live in the outskirts of Ann Arbor, about an hour from Ann Arbor, I'd rather say. Not even an hour, but I just want to make a note about this video. I don't know if this live feed will come out anyway. But I'm using. Hold on for a second. Let's see if I posted something. Uh, okay, I'm in the filmmaker links show. For sure. What am I doing? Oh my gosh! I I did right on YouTube. You can switch cameras, the back camera, front camera on the phone. So Trump is not going to win. Factual prediction. Factual. I'm not saying that I'm going to predict the future. California. California is mostly liberal. So is Northwest states like Oregon and Washington. Illinois picks up a count too. It's a swing state, but I think it's liberal because Chicago's liberal. The way they count the votes, just like New York and Chicago, if it's like three fourths of the state, including the big cities, just like the last vote count, they didn't wait for the other counties to run low on battery already. Oh my god. I'm gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. Been on for 24, 25 minutes. Almost, let's see, almost 25. Right about now. So California is liberal. New York is liberal. Texas, the only big states that would Trump would win over is Texas and Florida. Who else? Texas and Florida. North Carolina is kind of liberal, like Asheville, North Carolina could be a swing state. Uh, also, I don't know, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is turning into a progressive. It might even go liberal too. I don't know. I just have a feeling that Kamala Harris will win. And I don't think there'll be a civil war because, like, if Republicans lose, a civil war is when you have law enforcement officials fighting each other, government level officials fighting each other, each state. That's a civil war, not people or militias. There's many types of militias. It's not just far right, there's far left, from what I read. Nothing will happen overall. There's not going to be a Capitol riot. There's not going to be, not likely. It'll just go on another day once the president Kamala win. But don't quote me that I'm right. But for sure, Harris will win because of California, Northwest states, New England states, highly educated New England states. I just talked about before on this YouTube. Uh, New Hampshire could be a swing state, so would Maine, but the electoral count numbers are like Vermont's like 2 or something. It won't even affect the count that much. Illinois, Pennsylvania is a swing state. I live in Michigan. I know for sure Michigan has already won. I know some. I know a few local politics. They already have access and told me so far Michigan's gonna win the electoral votes for Harris for sure. Ohio, because it's Cincinnati. Columbus is liberal, but like I said, is very Republican. And East Lansing's small. It's kind of Republican too. So Lansing's kind of like being Republican. Grand Rapids kind of like used to be Republican, now it's becoming liberal. Uh, so is Ann Arbor, so is Detroit, for sure. Even dozens and dozens of small town counties cannot put a dent. If they're all red and the big cities are blue, they cannot put much of a dent to the vote count. Sometimes they're not all the city, all the small counties are done with the count, and they just go ahead and, like New York State last vote is they automatically convert New York as a blue state, just like New York. Indiana is so small. Montana and Idaho's Republican. Has only a couple. It's only a single-digit number. You're talking about 50 states. Alaska, Hawaii is for sure is liberal. I don't know if Puerto Rico counts or the U.S. territories. They mostly focus on 50 states. I hate to break it to you, Republicans. What does it say? Republicans, Harris is going to win. It's a fact. Hey, Trump wins. Oh well. But not likely. So, I'm done speaking. Please subscribe my channel. I need to raise money to get another house. And I didn't vote this time because I just don't like the politics anymore. There's too many bads on both sides, and I just don't want to vote. I'm done voting. Lansing kind of like screwed me over, and it's Democrats and Republicans screwed me over even more. So no voting. I'd vote for Trudeau because if I was rich, I'd probably live someplace civilized like Canada or Europe or New Zealand, places like that. America's too wild. United States, I'm referring to for America, of course. Too crazy. It's not my scene, but I like the country, but the people, no. Majority of the people's, they're nuts. They're mad. People in this country are mad, and I not it's not coming from me, but people from Europe even say that in English, in England, and all these. So I just want to say, not all people are bad. Some people are cool, but there's pockets of it. But however, I just blog and I'd rather travel the world and see places. Everyone's asked me my favorite filmmaker. I'll name one. Terry Gilliam. The guy who did Monty Python, Zero Theorem, Brazil. I can't think of all the movies right now he did. Did he direct Pan Labyrinth? So I like Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam, you have my thumbs up. Yo. So I'm gonna go bed. Bit late. Thank you for watching once again. Please subscribe my channel. Later. Yo. How do you turn this off? Oh my god. Ah, later. Later.